What is going on, traders? John with Tactical Trading here with our first video of 2022. Hope everyone had a great holiday season. Kind of glad that that's over with. Now we can get to business, get to focusing, and start 2022 off and get out the gates, running. One of the most important things is starting the year good, getting your focus, getting a game plan, and getting after it and executing your game plan. Excuse me for 1 second. Still battling a little bit of under the weather a little bit, so don't mind me when I'm taking a few sips of water here. But we are going to start with a short recap of 2021. We're gonna have I'm gonna actually have a video with some of my top plays for 2022. That'll be on the OTC Saturday. It really doesn't make much sense to do it. My top plays for 2021, they all came after the fact. So ILIS, in fact, the first play, this is a play that we were on right from day one, back on January 27th. This one closed at shade over 28 cents, so it's been beaten up over the last few days here on about 8.5 million volume. If we look, take a look back at the year chart. Go to candlestick. I had this set up. I don't know why this flipped on me. But if you look, we were on this from way back here, the end of January, under a penny, and rode the roller coaster all the way through. Ran all the way up to 18 cents, pulled all the way back down to 4 cents back here in the beginning of August, and after that, you see what happened here. Still very bullish going into 2022 on ILUS. Nothing has changed. I still think this thing breaks $1 eventually. I don't know if it happens this year or early next year, but I do think it happens. I really think this company organically gets to NASDAQ. That's just how I feel. I think this is a company that comes along only once in a while in the OTC. So still very bullish on ILUS International. Second play, CYBL. This is one this one closed at 2.5 cents. This is one we were talking about way back in June, and this was at about a half a penny when we initially talked about this one. And again, this is another one that I am very bullish on. They have come through on everything they said they were going to do. And with all the acquisitions, the government contracts, everything that they have going on, I can't help but be anything but bullish with CYBL going forward. Again, this thing has a little bit of a higher share structure, not ideal, but it still doesn't matter. There's companies with higher share structures or very equal share structures that have went flying. So at 2.5 cents, I still think CYBL is an absolute steal. I think this thing is going to have growth with organically and throughout with acquisitions throughout the year. So I would not be surprised to see this thing break these highs. We were talking about this way down here at a half a penny, and this thing ran all the way up. What was it? What was the high here? I think it was almost 7.5 cents or something like that. I can't even remember, but yeah, it was over 7 cents. But 6.5, almost 7 cents was the high. So 6.6. So it's insane. It's insane. That was a huge run, and I think this thing can kind of make its way back up towards those highs. So I'm still very bullish on CYBL. If you want good DD on CYBL, OG Tigris, Moon Market, they've had on Twitter and videos. You can get all the information you need about the company. You can go to the company's website, Twitter page, everything like that to take a look and see if this company is a fit for you. But this is one I'm very bullish on going forward, and was very one of the best plays of 2021 for us. Fern Corporation. This is my top crypto play going into this year. One of my favorite plays, even going from last year, closed at 2.25. And we were talking about this thing way back in March, or I'm sorry, no. It was actually in April we were talking about this thing, and then put out a video in May But if you look, I mean, regardless, it was right around a half a penny. That I made my first video with Fern, and you can see this thing ran all the way up to 6.5 cents, and you can see now we've kind of consolidated. I have a video on these guys, so you can, I don't have to talk too much about them. You can go take a look at the video. Moon Market has videos on these guys, so there's information out there. This play, I am very, very bullish on Fern Hill Corporation. This is one of my top plays of the year, but was definitely one of the top plays of 2022 or 2021, excuse me, because at one point we had almost well over a 10 bagger on this thing. And in fact, I had a video with this thing, a play with 1,000% potential. It was right after when this thing bottomed at 0.0048, and subsequently over the next couple months, we got that 10 bagger out of Fern. So I still expect big things out of this company going forward. So, but this was definitely one of the top plays of 2021. There were more plays, Magic Wheels, MJWL, from a penny all the way up to 25 cents. That was a beautiful play. And then we're just going to give one more top play of the year, and this was OWUV. Closed at 28 cents. This thing is another one that's been beaten up over the last few days, but after its, parabolic rise, you can expect pullbacks, especially with the low float here. And we called this out the day before Thanksgiving at 4 cents for a few days. This thing kind of crept along at 4, under 4, so there was opportunity after the video, the Friday after Thanksgiving. And then I think there was a couple days before, I believe, Moon Market came out with his video. I know I mentioned him quite a few times in the video, but when he came out with his video, this thing just took a shot. And as you can see, this thing ran from 4 cents all the way up to 65, 66 cents, something like that. What the heck would this thing run to? 65 cents. I mean, that's insane. And it has pulled back pretty harshly, but that's going to happen. I mean, you're going to get that. So I would expect this thing to kind of base out, maybe even pull back a little bit further. And then you're going to start seeing some consolidation. I'd really like to see, this 25 area become support. So if this can bounce off that 25 area, maybe we get a little grinding, some consolidation, and then with this float, if any more news comes out, this thing can be well over $1 by mid-year. So very bullish on OWUV. Now, we're going to talk about a couple of plays. Obviously, one of the bullish plays is AXTG, Access Technologies. If you take a look at Access Technologies, closed down at 4 cents. Another one that shot up and is getting beat up a little bit, but I really like this play. When we first called this play out at 3 cents, and then and it was right here in September, and this thing shot all the way up to about 14 cents, and then the CEO diluted a little bit. It wasn't much, but 20 million shares. I can't blame him. When I listened, when he had the interview on OTC Chairman on the Twitter Spaces, he said he's going to have a $1 billion company, and that's going to be at $2 a share. He expects $2 a share. He expects a $1 billion company. Now, to get that, you have 500 million shares. Now, there's 500 million shares if you take a look here. There's 500 million shares in the authorized shares. So I would imagine he at least intends on using probably these 310 over the next year. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe he intends on using 50, 100. Maybe he uses none. I have no idea. I plan on getting in touch with him to do an interview. I will ask him these questions. But I don't think dilution for growth is not bad. I think people get the wrong concept. When you're diluting just to put money in the CEO's pocket or to pay off, to get into nonsense business ventures that go belly up, that's where That's where I have a problem with it. Now, he hasn't diluted since, so I am just simply speculating here. I hope he doesn't. And with everything that's going on, maybe he doesn't have to. And again, that's what I'm going to ask him over the next month when I talk to him. But he hasn't diluted since, and that kind of soured me on the company a little bit. But you got to look at everything that's going on here, and I'm going to do a video on these guys as well too, detailing what they have going on, because I think it deserves a video by itself, because these guys have everything from NFTs, the metaverse, Ethereum mining, altcoin mining and staking, a movie, an NFT documentary, an NFT TV channel, gold mining, possibly a stable coin. I mean, there's a lot of things going on here. And I know it seems very ambitious, and I think this thing will take some time to play out. But his vision is big. I think this guy, I don't know, there's something about him, something about this guy. You know, a lot of people don't, I heard a lot of people making jokes, and they don't, there's something about Dr. Tien that I do like. There's something about him. I think this AXTG is going to be one. It may take time. It may take all year. But I plan on being here at the end of the year. So I think AXTG, this is one that I'll say right now, talk to me next year. This one, I believe, will be a lot higher than 4 cents. A couple of plays I want to talk about. One I just picked up today, and this is WDRP, Wanderport Corporation, closed at 0.008. It was up 50% on the day. Good share structure here. If you look at 1.2 billion on the authorized, only 478 million on the unrestricted. This thing took a dump today after it ran all the way up to $0.015. Because I think there was some FUD going around that these guys were diluting, some people going around that they were diluting. That's not the case. The company came out today and stated that to address the concern of dilution, we want to confirm that there's not a single share was sold by insiders or beneficial owners today. No new shares were issued either. So on the contrary, we are actively working to reduce the number of outstanding shares. These guys are talking about a share reduction. They are into the metaverse, and they're working on practical application of virtual reality and metaverse in a lot of different areas, medical, gameplay, different things of that nature. I believe it's more on the lines of medical. Let's take a look here. Talking about using virtual reality for dementia and Alzheimer's. Next frontier for augmented reality. So they're into augmented reality, the metaverse. Let's take a look here. Excuse me for one moment. You gotta just forgive me today. Oh, and this is another one. I don't mean to pass up, but man, guys, GMER. I missed that thing at 6 cents. I'm kicking myself. That thing might go back to 20-30 cents, but we'll talk about that one another time. But yeah, this is a company I really like. I'm going to do a little more. They also have coffee. They have a coin, and they got a lot going on. The crypto, coffee, it's intertwined. You could buy with their coin. A lot of different things going on. I need to do a little more digging and do like I said, I added this one today. From what I see, I really like this one. I think the opportunity is there now, that this thing dropped back down to 80. You can see this thing can really fly. The float is terrific on this. They're actually talking about a share reduction, and again, they're getting into the metaverse. They're in blockchain, crypto, so digital assets. So this is a company that you definitely want to keep your eye on. Definitely like these guys, and that is WDRP. Let's take a look here. And that's SWRM. We are going to talk about them next for sure. But there's one more play I want to talk about before we get into that, because that might be the play of 2022. But the next play I want to talk about is Argentum. I want to say Argumentum the whole time. I've been thinking that. Argentum 47 Inc. ARGQ. Company closed at 0.0088, or the stock closed at 0.0088, down 16% today on almost 34 million volume. Good volume for this play. We can take a look at the chart here. And you have to forgive me. I got to figure this out here. But I got a lot of things going on this year, so you can look. We got a nice cup and handle forming on the chart, on the 1 year daily chart. This thing took off back in February, hit highs of 1.5 cents. Subsequently came back down. Now looks like they had altered the share structure and added shares to the authorized shares just recently, and that would indicate that a merger is soon. They had some tweets talking about some merger coming out. In fact, let me just take a look here. I want to take a look here at the share structure first of these guys. ARGQ. They have a fabulous share structure here. Only 361 million in the float in the unrestricted, 950 million on the authorized. And if we take a look here on Twitter, they have a filing back from March 1st of last year. And on ZK it says that there's a Singapore deal. It's more than $200 million US, and it has a historical gross income of more than $2 million per year. Says that they would need it's a IFA, which is an independent financial advisory firm. They said that they would have to get audited prior to the merger being complete, and that would take 6 to 9 months to complete. That was in March, so you look at 9 months from March, you're talking the end of the year, you're talking December, maybe January. You know, obviously sometimes things take delay, so this could be the case. I'm not saying that this is it, but I'm saying that the timeline does kind of add up. And if you take a look, there I am. If you take a look here, I want to go to the, actually to their Twitter page. It'd be nice if I could find it even, but don't want to waste too much of your time here. But they were talking about that they will have a they're in negotiations in the UK, and they will have a deal probably by January. They're saying tentatively by January they want to make that announcement. If I can't find the tweet, nobody, I mean, you can just look it up yourself. I don't want to waste any more time with that. But yeah, I really think WDRP is going to have a bounce back. Not saying this is a long-term play. I want to see how this plays out. Or WDRP. I like WDRP. I just flipped the script on you. That's not what I was looking at. We already talked about that. ARGQ. I knew something wasn't right there. I really like ARGQ. I'm not saying this one's a long-term hold. I want to see how this plays out. I mean, I want to see if this merger's coming in. But if it does, and this is a substantial merger with any type of revenues coming in, or anything like that, with this type of share structure, with only 359 million in the float, this thing is gonna fly. This thing's gonna fly, and this thing's under a penny right now at 0.0088. Come on now, if it's the right merger, this thing we could see 6, 7, 10, 12 cents. I mean, who knows? I don't want to get ahead of myself here. If the right merger comes in, this thing can really, really move. If the wrong merger comes in, who knows? Maybe on anticipation, the thing pops at 2, 3 cents. Who knows? But if the right merger comes in here, we can get a real move here. So I really like ARGQ. Now, I know it's been a long video, but this may be my play of 2022, right there with Fern. And this is SWRM. If we take a look here, this thing closed today at 0.0113, up 20, almost 23% today. Had a big day, and then the heat kicks on. Said to turn the heat down. I feel like melting in this house. 23% up on the day. SWRM, good share structure. $2 billion on the authorized, 1.237 on the outstanding, and about a little over $1 billion on the held at the DTC. 490 million in the float. That was actually in August, so we'll see. I'm not sure if that's exactly how accurate that is. I've been watching this company for a long time. In fact, first time I actually bought these guys last year was in March. And then traded them a few times throughout the year, and then noticed that there was some dilution, so I kind of held back on them, and I've been watching them ever since. And noticed that the dilution seems to have stopped, and that's a very good sign, because this company has just monstrous things going on for it. So I absolutely loaded the boat. You know, I was holding some shares from a while back. Probably about 6 months ago, a small amount. Grabbed some more a couple weeks ago when I noticed the dilution was stopping, or it had stopped or slowed down. And then I absolutely loaded the boat over the last couple days. SWRM, again, is a company I've been watching for a long time. I've mentioned them on the channel before. I've mentioned them on Twitter before. If we go to their website, this is a company... in fact, the deals that they have going on right now, I'm very surprised that this company's still, you know, right around a penny. But you look at the website, very clean website. These guys are into the metaverse, NFTs, and everything in between, as far as making and creating apps and designing apps, collaborating for apps. They have several partnerships. In fact, I'm going to do a video on these guys, just like AXTG and SWRM. I'm going to do a video on both of them. And let me take a look here. Hawk Holdings on Twitter has a really good DD package on these guys. I mean, this is absolutely fabulous. If you go through, gets into detail about Tulsa Labs, one of the subsidiaries that actually, these guys actually have do business with KYNC, RIII, TGHI, helping them with apps, metaverse. They also have GTXO. They do help them with wearables and smartwatch technology. These guys are also working with. They have an app for Dogecoin, SHIB. Let's take a look here. I mean, it's unbelievable what these guys got going on, and to think of where they're at right now with this price to where they're at, it blows my mind. Here, they have worked with such operations as SpaceX. Tulsa Labs has actually worked with SpaceX, with Doge, with SpaceX, with Elon. I mean, come on now. Doge 1 Moon project should launch Q1 of 2022, so this is coming up. And all this DD is thanks to Hawk Holdings, man. Great stuff. They got crypto mining here. Having a hash mining for Dogecoin and Litecoin with plans to expand the capacity with more rigs in 2022. Obviously, metaverse, NFTs, blockchain applications. I mean, this is amazing. I'm gonna stop it right here because I'm gonna do a video on this one. This is definitely one of my top plays going into 2022. And by the time the year's over, this thing may just end up being the top play of 2022. I absolutely love SWRM. And at right here with this share structure, right at a penny, sky's the limit here. And if you take a look, at the chart, this thing has hit highs of 6 this year, or last year. If you take a look at that. So back in March, this thing actually exploded up to over 6 cents. So, and still, even when it pulled back down to a little over a penny, shot back up to over 4 cents. This thing can move, and I think this thing's ready now. Now the dilution's over with. The faucet has most likely been turned off, hopefully for good, and they can figure out some of these whatever notes they have for later in the year. But I think we got clear sailing for at least 6 to 8 months with these guys. And I would not be surprised to see 5-10 cents out of this. So I love SWRM. So this is one of my favorite plays going into the 2022. So that's all I got for you today. As always, please like, please share, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, please put them in the comment section below. And as always, let's get that money, traders.